The silver string. The package sat on my porch for an hour before I bothered to get it. I eyed it like it might bite. I didn't remember ordering it. It had been a drunk purchase, made after too many whiskeys and a failed attempt at writing the first chapter of my latest book. I woke up the next morning to an email confirmation. Antique typewriter, circa 1932. Guaranteed to inspire creativity. The guarantee felt like a taunt, but desperate men do desperate things. And I was desperate. The box was heavier than I expected. Inside, nestled in shredded newspaper, was the typewriter, black lacquered metal, sleek, almost menacing. The keys gleamed like waiting teeth. I set it on the desk by the window, ran my fingers over the keys, they felt almost alive. Well, I muttered, pouring myself another drink. Let's see if you're worth it. At first, nothing happened. I stared at the blank sheet of paper for an hour, trying to start my novel again, but the words wouldn't come. Another drink. Another failure. I almost gave up. But as I stood to leave, my fingers brushed the keys. The typewriter let out a soft click, though no key had moved. It felt like the machine had shivered beneath my touch. I sat back down, fingers on the keys. And then the words came. They poured out of me, flowing like water breaking through a dam. Characters, plot twists, it all came effortless, as if the story had been waiting for me. By dawn, I had a stack of pages beside me. For the first time in years, I felt alive. It wasn't until the third day that I noticed the strings. I had been typing for hours when pain shot through my wrist. I rubbed it absent-mindedly, then froze. Thin silver threads extended from my wrists, trailing into the typewriter. They vibrated slightly, as if alive. What the hell? I whispered. I tried to pull away, but the strings tightened, biting into my skin. Panic seized me. I yanked harder, and one of the strings snapped with a sharp twang. The pain was blinding. It shot up my arm like fire, and I screamed, collapsing onto the floor. When I opened my eyes, the strings were gone, but the pain lingered in my wrists. The typewriter sat silently on the desk, its keys gleaming like teeth. I tried to stop using it, but the urge to write became unbearable. It gnawed at me, a constant itch beneath my skin. I would find myself at the desk, typing without remembering how I got there. The stories were brilliant, better than anything I'd ever written. My agent called me a genius. The book sold out before it even hit shelves. But I was changing. I slept less. Ate almost nothing. My reflection grew gaunt. The silver strings returned, more of them now, pulsing in time with my heartbeat. One night, I woke to find myself standing at the desk, typing furiously. The paper in the carriage wasn't blank anymore. It wasn't my book. The words were in a language I didn't recognize. They seemed to shift and writhe when I focused on them. I ripped the page free and threw it into the